movie released in 2011 named The President. In this movie, there is a landlord in whose house a girl lives on rent. He makes her unconscious every night and does very bad things with her. But when the girl comes to know about this, she feels very bad, and to know how she's going to take revenge from this landlord, stay till the end of the video. So let's start the movie. This story starts, and we get to know the main connected Junior of our story. It is shown that the person is doing morning booking. Actually, Junior has also had a breakup recently. She caught her boyfriend with a girl, due to which both of them have separated. But Bullet has not been able to forget her boyfriend yet. So she is looking for a rental apartment in another city to maintain distance from her boyfriend. But even after a lot of searching, she is not able to find any rental apartment. And one day a man calls her, who tells her that he has a rental apartment in which she can get a place to live. So the Hilary gets up and reaches the given address. After this, we are shown the landlord of that house, whose name is Match. Now Match starts showing the whole house to Juliet. After seeing the whole house, Juliet feels that the rent of this house will be very high. Actually, this house was very big and very good to look at. But when Juliet reaches Max's to get the rent of the house, he tells her that the rent is very low, which surprises her a lot. Here she starts thinking that how can the rent of such a big house be so low? Then Maths tells him that actually this house is very old and an underground train passes under this house. Due to which this whole house shakes, and that's why I've kept the rank of this house so low. Juliet feels very happy after hearing this from Max, because she had got such a good house and such a low amount of money. So Juliet starts shifting her belongings to a house in which Maths also helps her. Now while shifting the belongings, Due Date meets Math's grandfather, who behaves very strangely with Due Date. But the Due Date does not pay much attention to what he says because she thinks that he is old, and that's why he's doing this. After this, the Due Date shifts all her belongings to this house and starts living there. But in this house, Junior feels as if someone is keeping an eye on her. Junior gets a little worried about this, but she starts thinking that maybe she has not come to this house yet, and she is alone here. That's why she must be feeling like this. So she does not pay much attention to this. After this, we are shown the date in a party where she sees that the Match has also come to this party. Now Junior feels that maybe this is a coincidence, so she starts talking to Max very well in this party. Now after the party is over, both of them start coming home together, and they keep talking to each other on the way too, so both of them become very good friends of each other. After this, both of them go to a party where they sit and talk, but then Juliet's boyfriend named Jack comes here and he is watching both of them secretly. Now in the evening, when both of them return home, Max comes to drop Juliet off, and then Juliet starts attacking Max. But Max stops her and tells her that all this is not right now. So Juliet gets a little embarrassed and she goes inside the house. After this, we are shown that while Juliet is taking a bath, she feels the same again, as if someone is watching her, so the eunuch gets very scared and starts checking the house, but she does not find anything. The next day, the eunuch gets a call from the Match, and he invites everyone for dinner with him. Now Joe says yes to have dinner with him on the date. Now at night, both of them sit together and have dinner, and here they also talk a lot with each other. Now in the course of talking, both of them start coming close to each other, although they try a lot to stop each other, but fail. After this, Max comes to drop July at her home. But here both of them start kissing each other, and then we are shown a flashback scene in which we see that Match already knows Rate, and he has been following her for a long time. Actually, Rate is a nurse, and she works in a hospital, but one day, when Match takes his grandfather to the hospital, he saw Rate there for the first time, and he fell in love at first sight. Maths also comes to know in the hospital that the Due Date wants an apartment on rent, so he goes home and starts renovating his old house himself. In this house, he installed many mirrors which were one-sided so that he can keep an eye on the date. Along with this, he makes many such cigarette doors in this house, through which he can enter the date's house without informing him, and after the house is occupied, he himself calls the date so that he can come and see his house, and he deliberately keeps the rent of this house low, because he wanted to give this house to Jorat at any cost. Actually, the one who Jorat felt was being possessed by someone was none other than Matthew. After this, the story again comes to the present, where both of them were kissing each other. After this, both of them start getting intimate, but then Jorat starts remembering her ex-boyfriend. due to which she stops Max. Now Max goes to his home and Juliet starts thinking about her ex-boyfriend. Now at night when due date was sleeping, Max enters her house through a secret door and starts touching her in a strange way. But after a while when due date opens her eyes, she realizes that maybe someone was touching her. So she gets up and starts checking the house. Then she finds out that there is a secluded room next to this house, about which she tells Mech, "Now I fixed the door of that room." The next day we are shown that when Jude is in the hospital, she gets a message from her ex-boyfriend on her mobile, in which he apologizes to her for his mistakes, and asks her to give him a chance. Now Junior too could not forget her boyfriend, so she starts thinking about giving him a chance. So she calls Jack and invites him to her house for dinner at night. Now at night, Jack comes to Juliet's house to meet him. But Max was watching all this by touching him. Now both Jack and Junior sit and start talking to each other, where Jack apologizes to Junior for his mistakes, and Junior also forgives him. After this, both of them start getting closer to each other, but Max was watching all this from the window. He does not like it at all. Now when Junior goes to drop Jack outside, then Max mixes intoxicating medicine in her wine bottle. Now when the date comes back and drinks that wine, she gets intoxicated and falls into a deep sleep. So Max comes into her room and starts touching her again, inappropriately. Next morning, July wakes up late, and she is late to go to the hospital. After this, she goes to the hospital and starts telling her colleague that ever since I have taken this house on rent, my eyes are waking up late. There may be some problem in this house, so she advises Juliet to install a camera in their house. So Juliet, she starts installing CCTV cameras in her house, and she does not even tell Max about this. Now Max was very upset that he was not able to get Juliet, so in anger he kills his grandfather. After this, we are shown Due Date and Jai, who are very happy with each other. But Max is watching all this, and he does not like it at all. So Max, seeing Jai alone, pushes him down the stairs, due to which he gets very badly injured. Now at night, Judette again drinks the same intoxicating wind and falls into a deep sleep. Now Math comes to her room and starts getting intimate with her in her intoxicated state, but then he notices that Judette's intoxication is starting to reduce. So he again injects her with the intoxicant and makes her unconscious. Now the next day again, Judette's 1.5 secret opens, which makes her very upset. But this time, she finds a needle cap inside her room, which makes her suspicious that someone is giving her drugs. So she goes to the hospital and does her urine and blood tests. And after getting the test report, Judette is completely convinced that someone is giving her drugs. Now here Judette gets a message from Jack in which he tells that he is going to her house to meet her. Now Judette gets very scared of this thing, because she knew that going home is not free from danger for her. That is why she tries to stop Jack by calling him. But Jack does not pick up her call, and he reaches her house. But after reaching home, Jack sees that there is a secret door in his house, and to track that door, Jack goes inside it, where he finds Max. And this scene gets cut here. Now after a while, Due Date also reaches her home, but there is no checking here, so she starts checking the CCTV footage. Then she comes to know the whole truth about Maths, that what Maths does with her every day by coming to her room. Now Due Date feels very bad after seeing all this, and she starts crying. Now Due Date is watching all this when suddenly Maths comes here. But after seeing Maths, she becomes completely normal, as if she doesn't know anything about Maths. But even after this, Maths knows that Due Date. Top gets suspicious, so he takes out an injection and injects Judette. And Judette attacks him and starts running away from there. But Maths had already locked all the doors of the house, and Maths starts beating Date badly. But Date saves herself from Maths and locks herself inside the bathroom, and she feels that now she is completely safe. But then Max breaks the mirror in the bathroom and comes inside and starts beating Judette badly. But Judette saves herself this time also. She escapes to the basement, finds a nail machine, and attacks Max. After this, she runs inside a room where she finds Jack, who was dead. Actually, when Jack came to meet the unit and when he sees the cigarette door inside the room through which he had gone, he finds Max there. Actually, Max had killed Jocko at that time itself. Now Jury feels very sad seeing all this. After this, Max also reaches this room, but he sees that the window of this room is broken. He feels that the director has run away from here, but the director is inside this room, and she's doing nail punching. She attacks Max with the machine so many times that he dies, and the movie ends with this scene. Friends, if you like the video, then like it and subscribe to our channel to watch similar movies. I will meet you in the next video.